Treasure State wildfires have now scorched more than 1 million acres, and Montana's senior senator wants the nation's commander-in-chief to get a first-hand look.
Senator Jon Tester says when the results are in, Montana will most likely be facing its worst wildfire season ever. He says it's critically important that President Trump and other Washington leaders visit the fire lines.
But I really think it's critically important that the president could come out and take a look at these fires and see the damage and destruction and see the huge amount of land mass that is taken in.
Tester is not the only Montana politician advocating for federal wildfire help. Montana Governor Steve Bullock spent the day in Washington, D.C. urging FEMA to provide additional help fighting Montana fires. During a meeting with Administrator Brock Long, Bullock asked Long work with staff to expedite the review and approval of fire management assistance grants. Bullock also asked Long to consider a request to use the grants across multiple fires. The grants provide a 75% cost share for actual firefighting costs. That means the money can be used for things like fire camps, new and replacement equipment, repairs, and other supplies. According to the governor's office, FEMA has approved 2 management grants for Montana this year, one for the Lodgepole Fire Complex and one for the Lolo Peak Fire. Well, with the wildfires raging, the debate over the role and effect of forest fire policy is raging in the halls of Congress.
But what, if anything, are the political players in Montana and Washington, D.C. doing about it? MTN's Mike Dennison has been asking that question and files this report.
Montana's junior senator, Republican Steve DAINES, doesn't mince words when it comes to forest policy and why he thinks fires are as bad as they are this year.
And these radical environmentalists have prevented hardworking Montanans from having jobs, and this just adds more fuel literally to these wildfires. But if you do not manage the forests, they become unhealthy. They become prone to wildfire.
He's talking about lawsuits that challenge logging projects on national forests in Montana. DAINES and most fellow Republicans support legislation to restrict these suits and make it easier and quicker for the Forest Service to move timber projects. Congressman Greg Gianforte says he's behind something called the Resilient Federal Forests Act, which would expand the types of logging projects with streamlined review.
When we manage forests and actually reduce fuel loads, we have healthier forests. There are more logs going to the mills. That creates jobs in Montana, and it lowers the intensity and the frequency of the fires. That's the benefit of forest management.
Gianforte says he thinks the bill can pass the Republican-controlled House, but isn't as sure about the Senate. Democratic U.S. Senator Jon Tester says it may make sense to streamline review of certain forest projects. But he believes the bigger problem is the Forest Service budget, which is getting eaten up by firefighting costs.
We get that problem solved, I think this problem goes away as far as lawsuits, because the Forest Service will have the money to be able to do these projects and do them right with adequate public input.
But is a lack of logging really the problem when it comes to forest fires? Mike Garrity is head of the Alliance for the Wild Rockies, a group that has challenged many logging projects in court and won. He says if you want to restrict lawsuits, then more clear-cutting and logging are likely to follow. But he says it won't mean lesser forest fires.
Fires burn faster if there's less trees. If you thin a forest, more sunlight hits the forest floor, more wind can go through, the fire will burn faster. It's just there's no science to back up the idea that logging somehow prevents fires.
Could this be the year when a bill to restrict public land lawsuits actually passes? We'll find out soon. And if it does, President Trump is likely to sign it. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.